Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing. Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza DoNisi. Pizza DoNisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, the sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street. So either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
Heineken? Fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the Ultimate Underground Metal Tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza DoNisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza DoNisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out. For 45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They are open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out. The year was 1979, and all the world was caught up in disco and Star Wars. But in Louisville, something was happening. A young entrepreneur named Ben had a vision to be the best record store in all of the city. Fast forward to 2023, and Better Days Records is still going strong. Still, after all these years, owned by the same guy. We have had some trips and falls along the way, but so does life, and Better Days is here to stay. With two awesome locations at 921 Barrett Avenue and at 2600 West Broadway, better days are surely in your future.
in a broken wasteland. Come to my fire and place your blood and steel upon my pyre. Oh, this is the mental force. 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 Metal force. My furnace starts to glow with crimson coals. My hammer.
What's going on, metalheads? This week we have Mr. Sean Frasier from not a band, a label, Wise Blood Records, based out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and of course Jason Gardner from the heavy metal Wasteland, the Ale Horn, the Mudhorn. He is here again. This is a regular thing. I think he's a new co-host.
Nah, I won't go that far yet. Co-host means you got to show up every week.
Yeah, that's true, and it's pretty much an every other week kind of thing. Sean, how you doing?
I'm feeling great. Yeah, thanks so much for having me on, man. I love your show, and I love the news I saw about you joining Ice Owl.
Yeah, that, you know, I think I kind of had to be a little bit of a catalyst in that, because when Jason Roach came on the Metal Forge back last year, I asked him on air, I was like, have you ever considered doing this, you know, as a thing, you know, as a band? And he said, well, you know, we did it one time, some things happened, and it was like very traumatic, and I don't want to do that again. And I was like, man, but it would be so cool to see some of these things live, and I might know a bass player who would be interested.
Yeah.
And, you know, fast forward in a few months later, and it's probably March, and he made a post about getting the itch to play live again, and I was like, ooh, all right. And then he asked a question, and when he asked a question, I immediately hit him up. I was like, dude, I'm down. Let's do this. And he said, all right, we'll see what we can do. And
that's pretty much like when a dude proposes to another dude. It's just like, will you join my band, please?
Right.
Down on one knee. Will you play for 8 people at an opening matinee slot?
Will you play for 8 people 3 hours away one way?
Yes, exactly. Will you do this?
Hack it, dude.
Will you do this into your 40s with me?
Yes. Yes, my man.
No, fantastic. Congrats, man. Yeah, Jason's a really good dude.
He's stand up solid, and he kicks ass.
Great songwriter, and he was a really big part of when I started Wise Blood. Just kind of like let me know the pitfalls he had to deal with, you know, with his own label.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, he's a great guy.
Dude, he is one of the best, and you know, this is awesome news for me. I'm like, you know, I'm being a smartass because the other 2 members of my band are also in other bands, and I'm the only one who never has been. So it's like, well, Overload kind of jumped the shark today. All 3 members are in other bands now.
Oh, right.
So I'm proud to announce that I'm a one band kind of person. I've even turned down that recording opportunities and stuff like that. I'm just like, nah, it's all right. I'm good. I don't have enough time to put effort into my first band, let alone your band. So,
right.
You know, he says that. He says that. But Dick Von Doom is a thing, and Dick Von Doom is coming for you.
Yeah, Dick Von Doom hasn't even done shit yet. I mean, I'm not talking like leaving my solitude or Fortress of Solitude down here to play some. In them
Smoky Mountains.
I'm in Blue Ridge actually.
Oh,
Snow Mark.
So do you put on the Blue Ridge Rock Fest?
No, I do not.
I'm sorry.
Smoky Mountains aren't that far away from me though. Like I kind of like live in between both ranges.
Right on. So we're here today to talk about some July releases. that we
I thought
were
it was geography.
Huh?
I thought we were talking about geography.
We
today.
were for a second. It was almost there for a second. Yeah, in other North Carolina news, we're here to talk about some July releases that we were excited for this month. And this is kind of a first thing here on the Metal Forge because, you know, we don't have an actual musical guest, but we do have a label proprietor, which is awesome as fuck.
It's like a lot of musical guests in one.
What?
Yeah.
It's like a lot of musical guests into one.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's hype, right? And
Yes.
but you know, to speak to some accomplishments from Sean here, has had some really amazing splits happen, like Faster Than the Fucking Devil, now going for a second. The Mother of Graves albums, Grave Ripper. Sean, who else? Oh my God.
VHS, Kriegsgrav, those were both albums that performed really, really well this year, and you mentioned Grave Ripper, and you know, I think we're going to talk about Bloodletter a little later, but they're all part of my Summer of Thrash program. It's like 5 really fast records in 4 months. I'm insane for doing it, but it's so much fun to put out. So
And
I'm really
it's
excited
awesome,
to share all
though.
of them.
It's a great concept.
Thank you, man.
Because, like, that's how it reminds me back in the day how it would have been. You know, you had all of these fucking awesome albums coming out, and now you're just doing it in our time, which is fucking rad.
It's definitely one of those things where I didn't mean for it to happen, but as you know, the kind of like as everything lined up for the year, you know, I was like, well, you know what? I could actually probably make these all consecutive month releases, you know. And now I'm playing around with I don't know. The summer ends in September, is that right?
Yes.
Officially?
Yes.
All right, so I'm cheating a little bit with, you know, late September and October releases, but but it's okay. Summer of Thrash, you know, I got Black Knife that I just announced also.
Yeah, BEW, right?
BEW. I just that was the little album title, you know, acronym. We were like, okay, what does this stand for? We got some really good guesses. My personal favorite was Bernie's Eternal Weekend.
That's good, and
but
a little light for Black Knife, but
yeah,
but
yeah.
Maybe that could be the next Glass Coffin album.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's Hellwolf's black metal project.
Yeah. Maybe that could be the name of that.
Yeah. So, you know, Baby Eater Witch is the real title. It is the real, honest to goodness fucking title we're going to be rolling with and promoting really hard. So I'm going to get some angry emails, probably within my own family, for this. So
I mean, but if you're not getting angry emails, are you doing it right?
Right? Yeah. Are we truly cult if we don't upset a few people along the way?
Right. I mean, Jason, what do you think? Is that right?
Dude, I told you a long time ago, it's like you can't tag me in with certain bands, so I'm just gonna hear it. I don't want to hear it. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like, but yeah, it's a cool name. I saw the artwork today. Actually, I knew it was legit because it was on Facebook. I mean,
oh yeah.
It wasn't. If it's on Facebook, it's gotta be real, right?
Yeah. We're like, we
Don't
played
get me
around.
started.
With, you know, we could probably release a fake title and play around, but you know, we just wanted to get the kind of like little gnarly buzz out there early.
Well, the thing about it is you could put out a fake title and it not even be real, but the people who believe it to be so, it's almost like the Saul Goodman, Kevin Costner thing. He once fooled a woman into thinking he was Kevin Costner because he believed he was. And it's kind of the same thing. You got these same fucking music fans, these same metal fans that do the same thing, where they hear something and then they believe it was real, and then they're like, no, but did you ever hear about this this release of this album? And it never happened, but there's like all this like mysterious like urban legend about it.
Dude, you just wait till AI is really, really popping off. and like wait till like all the fake Metallica albums come out. This was from like sorry, went back to Zero. Me and Mark know what that means.
You son of a bitch.
But even when like LimeWire and like all the other like rip sites were there was this one band who like sounded like it was Megadeth, or like Dave Mustaine and James Hetfield started the band, and everyone swore it was like a new band, and it was like just some guy who like had a knack for imitating voices, and it took a long time for it to be debunked, you know.
Oh yeah.
But when the AI stuff starts, you watch, it's gonna be it's the lost album, like this is what Saint Anger was supposed to be, blah 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 blah, and people will eat it up. Somebody's gonna make a fortune before they're called out for their bullshit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. No, I agree. And that's what's the scary thing about it is like, you know, we don't know what's going to happen with that shit. You know, they already do some fucked up, like, deep fake shit as it is.
Oh, yeah. There's already James Hetfield singing something called Rest in Peace going around, that, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's only a matter of time before it's like somebody's going to make a killing off of them idiots that believe anything they see.
Right.
All right. It'll be me. I don't know.
So let's just go ahead and switch over to some albums here.
Okay.
Sure.
Jason, you had a couple of picks that I did not expect.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go my first one first because this one's probably the most interesting one. So I picked the Super Unknown and Best of Soundgarden compilation on Magnetic Eye. So this is all like stoner doom bands, all down tuned. Most of the songs are a little bit different, but some are pretty close to the original. You know, like I guess an homage to the original. But the Super Unknown album is pretty good, but I'm more into the other, the best of part of the release, which I don't think is on vinyl. I think only the Super Unknown covers made the vinyl, and I think the rest of them are just digital.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I mean, Magnetic Eye has been doing some pretty cool compilations like this. They did the Volume 4 Redux. They did the Best of Black Sabbath. They did they did a Back in Black Redux. I'm pretty sure they might have done, what else? I'm trying to look on here. Oh, the Alice in Chains Dirt album Redux was really good. Had some pretty cool versions of covers on there. So I'm into this one pretty heavy, man. I mean, a lot of this stuff kind of sucks, but a lot of it's really good. I'm gonna say, like, if you don't like the song that is covered, you probably won't like the cover. But if you like the song that's covered, I think they're all pretty cool and have their own take. Like, it could be like, you know, the riff is the same, but the chorus is slowed down a little bit, or you know, vice versa, stuff like that. Just, you know, every band just put their spin on each song, and you know, it's pretty cool. I'm not a huge Chris Cornell fan, really. I don't think he's like the end all be all like people act like.
Right.
But I like a lot of the versions of people singing his songs on here. That's really slow and a lot. The vocal register is like way down from where he was and stuff like that. So it makes the song like Rusty Cage kind of cool because it's not like just like a really high pitched,
Right.
dude singing it and stuff like that.
Right,
So,
which is why I liked Cash's cover of Rusty Cage.
yeah.
Back in the day.
And shout out to my friends in Horseburner doing Spoon Man, which I don't know, call me biased, but I think it's the best song on the Super Unknown album myself. So
Right on.
Yeah,
Hell
you mentioned Rusty Cage, and a band I really dig, Witch Ripper, did that version on that Redux.
yes,
And a couple other killer bands. Heavy Temple is just like one of my favorite active bands. I used to live in Philly, and that they always bring the heat. So I thought this was a really cool pick for an album to highlight.
yeah. I mean, like I said, it's different than everything else. I mean, it's just like a comp album, but it's like all originals. And it's all originals of covers at the same time. The Magnetic Eye stuff is pretty cool, man. There's some really cool versions of like really good songs. I mean, like I said, a lot of them are straightforward like covers. Like I think, if I'm not mistaken, Spirit Adrift did Supernaut on the Black Sabbath one, and it was kind of like stock. It's like just kind of like nothing out of the way, just like this is our version of it, a little bit down tuned. Actually,
Right.
I don't think it was down tuned at all with Black Sabbath. It was probably the same tuning they used, but it was like kind of like just the same, you know. But like on the Magnetic Eye Dirt cover, you know, Howling Giant did Rooster, and dude, it was like amazing, like how different it was. But you knew what the song was. But it was so cool sounding, you know.
Yeah, it's like a
I almost like that version
reimagining.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
Howling
it's
Giant, another good band.
oh, absolutely amazing band. You know, and Jason, you said something that was hilarious to me about it, and you said you prefer to hear these bands sing Chris Cornell rather than listening to Chris Cornell, and I feel the exact same way about Bruce Springsteen.
Well, we don't only get into Bruce Springsteen now because I think I don't like Bruce Springsteen. I think I don't know what the fuck the deal is with him and his fucking following. Like, he's so boring. Like, he just makes like the boss face. And everyone's like, "Ooh, he's really into his music." I'm like, dude, he looks like a fucking moron up there to me. But
well, no, I'm just saying that like
you probably make fun of. But
I would much rather hear someone else play his music than him play his music. Anyway, so the Evil album, you said was awesome, but the real standout was the Soundgarden Redux.
Yeah, I mean, because there's way more to sink your teeth into. Now, the Evil album, is that how you spell it and name it Evil, or is it evil with silent E? I don't really know.
It's Evil.
Okay, Evil. So I've seen these guys live before, like way back in probably like 2000. I want to say 2006, maybe. It was with Overkill and Forbidden. They were like the first band on that bill. I saw them in Charlotte, and I always dug them, like seeing them the first time. But their later albums, and it took a break for a little while, but their later albums kind of got a little samey. So this one came up on my Spotify. So I was like, oh yeah, let me check out what they've been doing. And dude, I have to say, this is a weird comparison. But it's like the missing link between Black Album and Load. I know that sounds weird. It's all like mid-tempo thrash. Like, they don't really get fast on this album.
Yeah.
But a lot of the songs, like, you could actually hear like Metallica playing with less double bass drum in it, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's slow. I don't really think it's the best album of theirs, but it's worth checking out because it does sound like crushingly heavy. But not all the songs are like really good. I mean, there's like really good riffs, but like the songs sometimes just don't really hold their weight till the end. Like, it just kind of like next after like the first chorus or something like that, you know?
Well, ultimately, I think in thrash, as thrash has evolved over the years, there's a lot more of that going on now, where it's like you get one or two really good riffs per song rather than one song of really good riffs the whole album through.
Sure.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like I said, there's good stuff, but like I say, it does get a little boring after first 2 minutes of each song.
Right. So actually, I did not get a chance to delve in and listen to those because by the time you had got back with them, it's pretty late in the game, and
well, I said, I thought we were doing albums coming out the rest of the year for some reason. I don't know why I read it that way, but then I went back and read the message. I was like, oh shit, I'm way off base here. Luckily, I had been listening to these albums anyway, so I was like, okay, I'm good.
So now I actually have to go through and do my homework and listen because I'm actually on Magnetic Eye's website right now looking at the Redux Back in Black and everything, and it's actually really wild. So,
dude, Howling Giant did a cover with Udo singing and Seabass's dad playing bass of
really
Hell's Bells, I think. Yeah, so it was like pretty cool. Like, there's some pretty cool mashups and just original takes, on a lot of these bands and stuff that I really dig.
Hell yeah!
As a matter of fact, they might have done a Motorhead one, like a live comp, also. I think. I'm not for sure, but maybe.
I'll have to look it up.
Dig into that.
I'll look it up for sure. But okay. Sean, what did you have for everybody?
Well, I had two picks. The first one, a band called End Rain. They're on Relapse, and I'm not always a supergroup kind of guy, but this one is pretty difficult to disagree with. It's got the vocalist of All Out War. It's got the Pig Destroyer drummer, members of Exhumed and Noisem, and on guitar it's Dom Romeo, who's in Integrity. But he also used to run A389 Records, which was one of my favorite record labels in my 20s. I don't know if you guys ever listened to that stuff, but it's like hardcore punk, the power violence and all that sort of stuff. And the label folded, and it was kind of like a sad closing of a chapter. But then you realize why, and it's because this dude joined his favorite band on guitar and started playing in Integrity. So to me, Dom Romeo is just like one of my like heavy music heroes.
Right.
And this whole album is just really crushing metalcore from a bunch of people who've been doing it for 25 years or longer. So it's I think it's really tough to top the sort of pedigree for this. Did either of you guys get a chance to listen to that one?
I did not get to listen to that one either.
I'm excited for you guys to dig in, because I just went in. I went to a hardcore show on what's today? It's Monday. I went Saturday, and I was the oldest person at the show. And it was a bunch of like young kids, all ages, hardcore show, and it was just so inspiring just to see. They barely have any money to spend. They're just there, gang shouting, crowd surfing, stage diving, putting their body through peril, the way I used to when I was a teenager. And it was just really fun to see this like thriving scene in Indianapolis, and this kind of music, kind of helped inspire that.
That is one thing I have noticed up there in Indy, though, that there is a really awesome punk scene up there right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it really does seem like that the shows like what you're talking about would be more of a thing outside of places like the Mel and Black Circle and
Mm-hmm.
the venues that everybody goes to. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. The promoter that books this stuff, 317 Shows, I mean, they're young hardcore kids, in a band called Rest Assured, and they have basically repurposed art galleries and even duck pin bowling alleys into hardcore spots.
Nice.
And it's just such an inspiring, youth movement, like grassroots sort of thing. And as a label that can kind of get bogged down with the more traditional, aspects of booking shows and promotion and all that, it's just kind of a reminder, like this all goes, all the sweat that goes into like turning somebody into, a metalhead or someone who's into punk and hardcore.
Yeah.
It all starts with the live shows.
It does. It absolutely does. And I look back at the very first few. I still remember the very first few live shows I ever went to. In like 1995 and shit.
Oh yeah.
Way back in the day of like, and being like blown away. But I will sit there and, speaking of End Rain, that is some amazing artwork on that album cover.
Oh yeah.
I just, it's
even
not,
the title itself is so intense. The way of all flesh is decay.
Yeah, and I mean, just the way the artwork is, I like really pull something from it. I really dig it. It's almost like it's black metal without being black metal.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the one way to look at it.
Yeah, well, one thing I always liked, because, obviously hardcore is a young man's game, usually. That's like where it's a gateway into other types of music a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when veteran players bring sort of perspective and sort of, an additional darkness earned through, life experience, I think you can make something pretty special. And, this album and all the the last several Integrity records kind of scratched that itch for me.
Definitely. And you also had The Night Eternal, Fatale.
Oh, yeah. The Night Eternal. Yeah, so this band, I listened to their first album, and I was like, man, this is really good. I bet they got a knockout record coming. And, 2 years later, they are releasing this on Van Records, and that's one of my favorite international labels. So this is a German band that kind of does, In Solitude style, like if Merciful Fate was more of like a goth rock band.
Right. If you're into like Unto Others.
Sure. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect comparison. And the dude's voice is great, like really evocative. Kind of reminds me of John Baisley from Baroness in a way.
Right.
Like if he like let loose, a little bit more. So like somewhere between like Danzig and Baisley, this guy's voice is really rich.
Those new Baroness songs they've released, I actually think his vocals sound really good. I haven't really been a fan of theirs for quite a while, but these two new ones they released, I'm like, damn, I might have to check this album out when it comes out. And
it's the first one that's not a color.
I've noticed that too. They ran out.
Yeah. It's like I think Golden Gray was the last one 4 years ago, and we're down to I think as somebody at Decibel was like, I don't know, is this one fuchsia? Is this one aquamarine? We'll run with it. They're good enough.
They just started using like a paint sample colors, like start naming it like that, like I don't know. Like golden rainbow and like Eternia clouds or something.
Eternian sunset.
Yeah, Eternian sunset. Yeah, exactly.
That's perfect.
That's a whole other thing.
I always wanted to wonder how I got a job naming paint samples because there's some weird ones out there. I'm like, dude, I could get in. I could get in.
The Crayola people too.
Yeah,
like really Crayola has fucking weird samples. Color names also.
Yeah,
and then there's
not like paint samples though.
Huh?
Not like paint samples though. There's some weird shit.
Yeah,
you find
like Requiem Red.
Yeah,
ooh, like that. I like that. Yeah, it's better than syphilitic custard, which is
which is ironically enough one of the albums that I know.
There's a demo I'm putting out.
But there's no obvious ones out there. Like they don't go like with the obvious ones. They're always like beating around the bush kind of stuff.
Paisley green amethyst.
Oh yeah.
Well, I got off track fast.
Yeah. This is an episode of the Metal Forge. It gets derailed. It's a conversation-based podcast.
We can have a whole other podcast on paint sample color names. That's for sure.
Right.
Definitely.
Next time, we'll bring our two favorite color names.
Yes, our two favorites.
You have to be on video for that, Sean, because we have to show it off.
We have to show it off.
Yeah.
Which I have Metal Forge Red. I have Metal Forge Red on the wall and Metal Forge Black. And they suck because they're a type of paint that will not have tape adhere to it.
Right.
And I fucking hate it because I want to put up posters.
Is it like? Probably like gloss. And then did you get
gloss? They're flat.
Oh.
No, they're flat.
All right, we really need to get back on track because
we're burning through time here because my two albums. I'm going to go with this one first. Tail Gunners, Guns for Hire.
I almost picked that one.
The dude, you like Fireflash Records release. If you like fucking speed and thrash and like power metal, that it's straight up your alley. If you're a fan of like the whole like 80s Maiden from the quintessential albums through the 80s of Maiden, you would really get on with this. And then there's other stuff in there too that just it just kicks ass. I mean, and it's like rocks the whole way through kind of thing. It's like a real beckoning to. It is a nice update on a style created then. If that makes any sense.
For sure. Yeah, it's and obviously coming from like named after a Maiden song. That was kind of that brought me in. The cover art was sick and retro.
Yeah.
And I think I first listened to this even before you sent your pick to me. It was on the New Wave of Traditional Heavy Metal YouTube channel.
Yes.
And I just took a quick look at that. That's up to 38,000 views in 10 days.
That's insane.
So this one, every once in a while there's that record that sounds awesome, looks awesome, and just takes off. So hopefully these guys caught some lightning.
And I will bring them up now on the Book of Faces over here.
Oh yeah.
And because there is news about this album. If I am not mistaken, it did chart over in the UK, and it is by this post 3 days ago, it is number 50 on the UK metal charts.
Hell yeah! So, well done.
Absolutely. And it looks like, I don't know if that's Germany or who that is. It
sounds like that, or Belgium. Yeah.
It's number 118.
Okay.
On those charts. And so yeah, they're doing good, and they're doing fucking awesome. And it had 162,000 streams on Spotify in its first 7 days.
No, some of those are mine.
Those were
161 of them were Jason's.
Yeah. Yeah, some of those are mine. I was to it. I was to it once driving, and I had it on the background on a job last week. So,
and yeah, that's one of those albums that like I put it on, and I'm just like, all right, yeah, this is fucking kicking ass. And then I'm starting doing something, and then I forget that it's there, and then I go back. I'm like, man, this is really fucking good, and I do the thing again, So, which brings me to my next pick. And this is not guest pandering, by the way. This is actually a pick that I had here. The new Bloodletter album. I'm excited as shit for. A Different Kind of Hell. And obviously this is a Wise Blood Records release. Shout out, Sean.
Thank you. Yeah.
I was originally turned on to Bloodletter, oh my God, maybe about a year and a half ago. I was doing an interview with a band, and I believe they were on tour with Toxic Ruin, Lich King, and Stonecutters at the time for the March Radness tour, and they were playing Magbar. And I picked up the previous two albums and a patch, and was just like, fuck, man, this is rad as shit. And when you'd sent me the code for the pre-sale, and I had listened to the track that it had, I was like, man, this is really going to be something fucking awesome. And I remember listening back here on, opening day, as it were, and listened to it 3 times back to back to back. And it's just like,
man, that makes me so happy.
and I'm like, wow, man, this has some fucking some banger fucking songs on it. And it's like, I don't know, it's there, it's the same as what was there before, but it's new. It's like, wow. It's like, I love seeing a band evolve, really. Because it's for me, I guess not being a parent, music is kind of my kid kind of thing. Right. Not to sound like too much like Jason Newsted there. We already talked about him earlier, so thanks for ruining that, Jason.
At least I set the counter back to 0 before I said it. So
yeah, I know. But to me, seeing these bands that I follow evolve, whether it be the bands I'm in, the bands like Jason's band, or any of the bands that you're putting out, or anything, it's like, I love that. And that's what I think, that's what the reason why I like music so much.
Well, when I I had sort of heard of Bloodletter, but hadn't really given them a fair listen. And then I was at Black Circle, was an outdoor show, and as soon as they hit those harmonized guitars, and they every song, right, they got harmonized leads. And I'm a total sucker for that. As soon as they did that, I just like my head just like whiplashed around, and I was like, "Whoa, who are these dudes?" And went over, talked to them. Obviously, I was playing it super cool. I'm like, "Do you have new music?" Being really chill. They were so nice and so professional, and I'm just really glad it worked out that I could put out a new record by them because, man, there's not a lot of thrash with that mixture of melody, with that sort of melodeath component, that brings in like. At the Gates and even the like American melodeath stuff and like that blackened Speed Edge, it's somehow approachable while still being extreme, and I think that was like my favorite thing. It looks evil, it sounds evil, but there's like melodies fucking everywhere that are like sing along stuff. So I'm really glad it resonated with you, man, because I value your opinion on this stuff.
Well, thank you. And dude, you keep putting out some awesome shit, man. Like it makes me feel fucking awesome that an Indiana label is out there putting out the awesome fucking music that I like to listen to and I like to share with my core people and my friends and fan base and stuff.
Man, well, I'm coming after you in August for your top list again. I'm coming after you with Grave Ripper, and I got another one called that I'm co-releasing by a band called Colony Drop.
Okay.
I haven't been promoting that one as much since I just have like a vinyl variant, but another rad label called Nameless Grave, they're doing it, and it's like crossover thrash that's inspired by anime and sci-fi, and it kind of sounds like, oh man, it's just burly and full of riffs and super weird and has a huge personality. Like, I can't wait for you to check out.
I'm excited already.
Something like Children of the Reptile in that description.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah,
sci-fi anime, burly, awesome riffs.
Yeah. That's a band you should check out too, Sean, is Children of the Reptile. They're from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Children of the Reptile. Yeah, I'm writing it down now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good, man. Pretty fucking awesome stuff.
Absolutely. Dude, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Jason. Sean, what do you want to promote? What do you have coming out? What do you have? Obviously, this is airing on Friday, the 28th. You've got a show coming up here pretty soon, right?
I got a bunch of stuff, yeah. So I'm actually going to be at the Tri-State Terror Fest. Will I be seeing you there, man?
I don't know yet. It depends. Okay. I haven't got a ticket yet.
Yeah, no, I'll be there. That's August 5th. So I'll be doing that. That's Will Feiner runs that down in it's like Covington, Kentucky,
Covington, Newport
Cincinnati area. Yeah. So I'll be down there returning. There are no Wise Blood bands on the lineup, but there's just tons of friends. You know what I mean? Like,
you're just going to hang out
at that point. Yeah, it's just they might as well be Wise Blood bands because I love them. Like the Mound Builders and a bunch of other really cool local bands. But I'll be doing that, and then I'll be doing Heavy Hell August 12th. And then I got a really big one. I got the Decibel Metal and Beer Fest in December.
Hell yeah.
So I'll be going to Denver for that and representing Mother of Graves, who are on this Decibel lineup, which is crazy. That's huge.
That's amazing, dude.
So I'm super happy for those guys. So yeah, if you haven't heard Mother of Graves, if you like melodic death doom, please kind of British, European variety, I think you'll really like Mother of Graves, and watch them just climb the mountain to Death Doom Supremacy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jason, what do you got going on?
I got a festival announcement coming up August 1st. I think Mark knows a little bit about that.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
yeah, finally. So we got that, and then not really much in the way of band stuff. We're just writing and waiting to see what comes up for the fall, because fall's kind of busy around here. So we usually get a couple pretty cool offers. So I'm just waiting. See if anything happens, but yeah, other than that, just fest stuff right now.
Hell yeah, man. And obviously, for me, the big Ice Owl announcement, fuck yeah, that kicks ass. The big goddamn metal show coming up in October, Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th. Saturday headliner Snafu, obviously, opening up for Pantera this weekend.
I forgot Pantera quotes.
I'm gonna say Pantera because it's whatever. Enough with the bickering. It's whatever. At least it's not Glam Terra, or any tribute Terra.
Right.
Something, whatever, So yeah, headliners of the big goddamn metal show night 2 is Snafu, with Overload, The Hell You Say, Eulogy in Blood, Rifle, so many fucking 14 bands over 2 nights. So 21st in Germantown in Louisville and Magbar in Louisville. $25 for the gold pass, which is the weekend. You get access to both bars both nights. Kick ass. And obviously some other cool stuff that's coming down the pike that I will be able to announce later. Might be having some 7-inch splits with some overseas bands and shit coming out.
Mark, I feel like you missed the opportunity to go to Lowe's at the paint sample place and find you a better name than Gold Pass. You could have got like a shade of gold, but called it something unique, like the treasure chest,
forged bronze. The forged bronze pass.
Yeah.
There, is that better?
Well, it could be. You got to change the verbiage, though, man.
Yeah, I do. It's not my strong suit, pal. I can write code into any song, and nobody knows what I'm talking about. But like when it comes to the fucking like the gold pass thing, that's as good as it gets, pal.
Yeah. I'll just mess with you, man.
As good as it gets. As always, links are listed below, so please give a like, a share, and a follow to Wise Blood Records, the Heavy Metal Wasteland, and the Elhorn and the Mudhorn. Flamekeeper.vip. Go there, sign up. You get promo codes and free shit on there as well. Download codes, exclusive early access, and all of that cool shit. Dudes, fucking thank you all so much for doing this. This has been a fun derivative episode of the Metal Forge that I am totally looking forward to continuing doing.
Yeah, we can do it monthly. Hey, real quick, I was looking on Bloodletter's Facebook. Dude, they landed Chase Becker to do a solo. That's no slouch guest spot. So yeah, Ex Mortis is one of my favorites, and Moorbringer's badass too. Although they don't come over here much anymore. The Ex Mortis is pretty active, so
the whole California, the thrash bands out there are kind of what I love. The speed there and the aggression I really like.
I really love Dead Heat.
I just saw them. Saturday.
Yes,
at
they
the
toured with
show.
Municipal Waste back in 2022, I believe. And maybe 2020 at the end of 2021 at this point, but it's been a while, and they have just been like on fucking fire ever since. And I've like seen their name pop up so much. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. It's like I reach out and I'm like, come on, man, let's do this. No, they're not ready yet.
Oh yeah, well, you'll get them. You'll learn them.
I know. It's like they're like my. I'm starting to call bands out now of like who I want to have on. It's like, why don't you fucking say yes and do this already, Bloodstar?
Bloodstar. Yeah,
or Lucifer.
Ooh, Lucifer would be great.
Fuck yeah, I want Lucifer to come on the show. They're fucking rad as shit. So awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, thank you so much for making this like a fun thing. You know, that's one thing. I don't go on too many podcasts anymore, but you always do like an amazing job and keep it fun, and it moves, dude. It's entertaining. So I appreciate you.
Dude, I appreciate you as well, and I look forward to seeing everything that you're going to be putting out, you know, because I know if Wise Blood is putting out something, it's quality work, and dude, you're not a slouch when it comes to any of the, like, everybody that you work with is top fucking notch.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'll send you a little sneak preview of what I got coming the rest of the year.
Hell yeah!
And whatever you want to, early download of, that goes for you too, Jason.
I think
happy to send you like early downloads of anything. So
definitely, I appreciate that. And awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a song from the new Bloodletter album on the way out. How's that sound?
Oh shit, yeah.
The Darkness Damned.
I have been granted passage on Hey, Church Recordings presents Haunt and Hellfire, No Sleep Till Death Tour, starting Thursday, August 24th, 2023 at Reverb Lounge in Omaha, with select dates in Chicago, Detroit, Newport, Indianapolis, Brooklyn, Wallingford, Philadelphia, Washington, Atlanta, Pensacola, Lafayette, and more. Check listings on Facebook and the Haunt the Nation fan club. No sleep till death tour.
But when I feel the urge to fight, like a fireball.
In a time of madness and deceit, its coming was foretold. And now, Soulgrinder has returned to become filled and crushed. From the bands who brought you the prophecy of blight comes a terrifying new chapter that will leave you changed forever. This summer, don the armor of atrophy. Let plasma crush away and become filth encrusted.
Born forever in a foul river, baptizing you, touching stranger than you've ever been.
In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shadebeast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance. Featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shadebeast Presents concert series. Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shadebeast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soulgrinder Zine! An independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now.
Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Set back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter the code METALFORGE10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now.
Hey Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby. Maxwell's House of Music in Jeffersonville, Indiana, is the premier 12,500 square foot music superstore that has served both southern Indiana and Louisville, Kentucky metro area for over 4 decades. Originally founded by Marvin and Beverly Maxwell in the 70s, this gym remains a Maxwell family-owned business. Mark Maxwell, along with his business partner Whitney McNichol, continued the reputation as being the national resource for all things music.
In 2022, the iconic Guitar Emporium of Louisville relocated to Maxwell's Music, creating the largest independently owned showroom in the region. The retail offerings at Maxwell's Music includes a huge selection of guitars, basses, amplifiers, effects pedals, modeling amps, keyboards, drums, banjos, mandolins, ukuleles, sound systems, stage lighting equipment, and accessories. The music education program at Maxwell's is second to none. From private instrument and voice lessons to DJ, EDM, recording, songwriting, and music theory, to rock school, weekend warriors, and Maxwell's Music Lab, there is something for every age and every ability level.
Down in Repairland, guitar and instrument repairs and refurbishment are taken care of by the Maxwell's team of expert guitar technicians and luthiers. They also do appraisals of instruments as well. Maxwell's offers installations for professional audio, visual, and lighting systems for schools, churches, clubs, VFWs, funeral homes, sports fields, and so much more. There's also rentable space at Maxwell's, from the music practice and rehearsal rooms for the individuals and bands, all the way to a meeting space and concert venue that seats up to 120. That also includes a professional audio, visual, and lighting system and a sound booth. Maxwell's has it all. All this plus original functioning 1947 recording booth to make your own record. Go to the Guitar Hero throne, to the very own Elvis statue, and don't forget the Harmony Green Pocket Park. There's a reason the Maxwell's House of Music in Jeffersonville, Indiana has been recognized by the National Association of Music Merchants as a #1 award-winning best store design, as well as top 100 music store year after year. You gotta see it to believe it. Maxwell's House of Music in Jeffersonville, Indiana.